Hello viewers, this is Gambia 24 with me, Sohna Tunkara. Let's look at our news bulletin. Another victim of former President Jammeh's HIV/AIDS treatment exposes inefficiency of the program. Gambians expressed mixed feeling over the mandatory wearing of the face mask pronounced by government. These and more coming up on Gambia 24. Stay tuned. Welcome back and thanks for joining us. Former President Jammeh's HIV and AIDS patients continue to appear before the Truth-Seeking Commission to narrate their experience under the treatment program. Testifying before the commission, another witness narrates to the commissioners the predicament he went through, alleging that people from other countries within sub-regions were among the victims of Jammeh's treatment. More in this report.
An unidentified HIV patient who appeared before the Truth, Reconciliation and Reparation Commission on Monday testified that his hope for cure motivated his enrollment to former President Yahya Jammeh's televised alternative treatment program. He drew hopes from Fatou Jatta, who had undergone the treatment program, after which he hailed the exiled former president for the treatment. In a symbolic turning point, Fatou Jatta was among the 3 survivors for the alleged fake treatment of the country's former leader, who in 2009 filed complaints with the Gambia Medical and Dental Council against Dr. Tamsir Mbow and Dr. Malin Jai, both of whom served at different points as Jammeh's Minister of Health. The trio, Fatou Jatta, Usman Sow and Lamin Moko Sise, said it was important that Jammeh and his collaborators be brought to account for exposing them to his treatment program. According to the anonymous witness, the administration of different types of herbal medicines was offensive and of causing complications such as diarrhea.
Well, Omo is another type of medicine which is not nice to. Because if you take it, sometimes you will have a running stomach and you'll not be able to be yourself. All over your body you will have pains and it will make you very, very uncomfortable.
The witness testified that many people died in the process, alleging foul play in the administration of medication on them by the former president. Among those who lose their lives were people of other nationalities within the African sub-region, he said.
A lot of the people who died there were strangers. Some came, in fact, from out of the country to come and have this treatment there. So there to have this treatment. So this is how we were gathered there. It's a mixture of people, and I don't know them. So this is how we were living there.
Thank you very much. Mr. Ashe, he said he doesn't know them. Can you tell us from which countries these people came from?
There were people, somebody was there who came from Malawi. You have people from Guinea, Senegal. There were a lot of other nationalities who were taking this treatment.
The witness described their condition under the treatment as one of the typical prisoner, with their rights to assemble and movement all seized by the former president.
Are you saying that you were basically being held as prisoners then?
Yes, I can say that's it. That's the way we were living there.
In 2007, Yahya Jammeh declared that he could cure AIDS with a secret herbal concoction. He conscripted Gambians living with HIV and AIDS into his presidential alternative treatment program and ordered them to cease taking antiretroviral drugs. With the assistance of Doctors Mbo and Jai, Jammeh had his patients taking herbal concoctions that often made them violently ill. Select sessions were broadcast on the Gambian television without the consent of the victims, some of whom hadn't informed friends or family of their HIV status.
From that report by Amadou Kente, the medical equipment and supplies including 10 ambulances procured by Ministry of Health through World Bank support has arrived at the Banjul International Airport on Monday evening. The Minister of Health was at the foot of the aircraft to receive the items on behalf of the government of the Gambia. The World Bank committed a grant of $10 million on which government for the procurement of medical supplies to enhance COVID-19 case detection, tracing and reporting. Detail of these arriving medical items will come in our subsequent programs. And of course, after government's announcement during last week's ministerial press conference that the usage of face masks will be mandatory later this week, Gambians have expressed mixed feeling about the pronouncement. While the move is welcome in one side, it is seriously opposed in the other by those it is intended to protect from the COVID-19. Our Makalo files in this report.
Following the government of the Gambia's last week ministerial press conference, it was announced by the spokesperson Ibrahima Sankari that the usage of face masks to contain the spread of the coronavirus will be mandatory on all people in the country, with effect from the 24th of July. Its enforcement, he said, will immediately be activated on those who are found in opposition to the policy. iAfrica TV was on Monday at Westfield to pursue the public's opinion concerning this matter. A set of people have agreed with the government's decision, saying that it is a good move because it will help limit the transmission of the virus, and thank the government for this initiative.
It is important for each and every one of us to use face masks because before protecting somebody, protect yourself first. I am using face masks because I want to protect myself.
Man, I already prepare for that because Adam bari len fi jital lu ñu waré mom lañu topa amul leneen lañu def mo xam lu basi nit ñi so da amul leneen lo xamne dañ ko def ludul bu waxe ñu ngaji be sasa ñi bira funda nan kala fasa entende no abika tala kala fale so la fa kama no mo be la ñan doron pour ka ko men ke fo tankandi kel di ma fan tankandi sa kon tol ñan ko ko funde la wato wadi ay kala dimba kan su kon.
On the contrary, another set of people are of the belief that the pronouncement will not be enforceable and that the government has to provide to its people the means before coming up with such a decision.
Manam legi nit ñi suñ ko bëgg use manam ci seen poste la joggé wa legi yow so joggé fi yow demal laajal ma leen ndax danañ ko mëna jox ku ne wa daal ñëpp am ko mom lu am solo la tel ñu ni kala men ala fe ko may tul warande yes station warande you understand ni fendi mo la Gambia no le be moldi le be mendi la Gambia di mo la prier max no problem ba ni ma di mol mo ta sanne ko don ton dalam kam don ta sanne no ko di sans afriko mo la fana masiri sa to ko million ko fana ba pare lu ko ne ko because man sa kunda man fendi ni COVID-19 no kon ni aje vidan bata be ko to la mol kan.
Since the emergence of the coronavirus in March 2020, the country has received millions of dollars from international donors to help fight the spread of COVID-19 virus. This leaves many Gambians with the conviction that government may have to use the money for a completely different purpose. For iAfrica TV News, our Makalo.
Moving on, Powership company has given out 60 rams to different vulnerable families ahead of the Muslim holy feast of Eid al-Adha, known as Tobaski. The donation is part of the company's corporate social responsibility, according to the management of the Powership Generation House. Khadija Tuseka files in this report.
Powership, a power generating company, on Sunday donated 60 rams to vulnerable families as part of its corporate social responsibility in the country at a ceremony held at its administration building in Fajara. The support is intended to put smiles on the face of the beneficiaries as the Muslim holy feast of Eid al-Adha, known as Tobaski, is celebrated in 2 weeks' time. Speaking at the presentation meeting, The company's manager, Yankuba Mambure, recalled that they have since 2018 supported individuals and institutions in significant development areas. He highlighted the company's efforts to stabilize electricity in the country, recognizing some other significant strides in supporting the quality of lives of the people.
Aside from that, we've been working with NEA, National Environment Agency, as far as the environmental intervention is concerned. We intervene at least for the past 2 years in World Environment Day and also the International Coastal Cleanup Day. We've done several interventions with NEA. And recently we just sponsored them to go around the country during this COVID-19 to sensitize people about what to do with our environment, because environment is very important. Aside from that, things like this, for 3 Ramadans that we've been here, we've made several sponsorships. We have sponsored orphanages, and we have also intervened in the areas of education, and we have helped the fisheries sector by helping the people at the fishing sector with several, hundreds of thousands of dollars with fishing gear. Aside from that, today we are here to witness, as mentioned by Mr. Bojang, our intervention to ensure that some people that need this kind of help so that they enjoy their tabaski, we are doing that today by distributing up to 60 rams to some needy families.
Sheriff Bojang, a staff of Powership, spoke of the high premium with the company put on corporate social responsibility policies with aim to reaching out more communities.
Powership puts a very high premium on its corporate social responsibility. And as we all know, Eid al-Adha, which is the great feast, the feast of sacrifice, is around the corner in about 10-12 days. And as it is tradition, Powership deems it necessary to reach out
to Gambians. Of course, it cannot be all Gambians because there are 2 million of us, but some Gambians to help out with regard to Tobaski Ram for the feast. This year, I think this is the second time Powership is doing this.
One of the beneficiaries expressed gratitude to the company for the support, saying it would greatly mitigate the economic pressure on her family.
Our purpose of coming here is to extend our gratitude to the company and its employees. I thank you all. We were asked to come here to be given a ram for the Tobaski. In this era, for someone to be given something like a ram is hard to come by. In that note, we thank the company and I pray to God to give them good health and prosperity.
Powership began its power supply operation in May 2018 after signing an agreement with the National Water and Electricity Company for the generation of 35 megawatts for a period of 2 years. For iAfrica News, I am Khadija Seka.
From that report by Khadija Seka on Powership's donation to vulnerable families in the country, the legendary late Momodu Biri Njai will be accorded a national funeral at the Arch of Banjul on Wednesday. According to family sources, he will then be moved to the King Fahad Mosque after the performance of the Janaza prayers on him by 4 o'clock in the evening. His burial is scheduled for 5 o'clock on the same day. May he be admitted in Jannatul Firdaus with our departed soul. With that announcement brings this edition of Gambia 24 to an end. Please join my colleague Ibrahim Gay with the news in Wolof shortly. I am Sohna Tunkara. Bye for now.
dama kontaan bu baax sax si ñëw bi nga ñëw seet si suma tabax gi kontaan naa ci trop.
maa gën a kontaan bi ma ñëwee fekk sa tabax bi toll fii waaye nag man kontaanuma ci sama kër gi man.
lu xew.
ndax umpalewul woon ne ñoo bokkoon nekk Europe.
dëgg la
jamono yu ñu nekkee foofu yëpp man ak yow maa ngi am benn waay maa ngi ko yónnee xaalis bu bari pour mu sampal ma suma kër. te ba léegi tabax bi àggul fenn. te yow nga waxoon ma ne ma bi nga starté samp yàggul léegi nga toll fii. foo jaar
li waral loolu nag mooy dama ànd ak waa Baluwo.
kon su ma la déggee Baluwo dañuy yëngu ci samp kër tamit.
ni ngay def nag yomb na da ngay log on to www.baluwo.com mun ngaa jënd ci ñoom ciment suuf